Welcome to the first episode of Play Dates, where we'll be interviewing people who inspire us and getting to know them in their neighborhoods. And today we're speaking with our founder, India Bailey.
Hey guys.
So, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's kind of a weird day today for London, but I'm feeling good. I recently have taken a couple days. My astrologist gives me 3 days in a month to reset, like a hummingbird coming to get its nectar, so that you don't head into the next month with that old energy. And I feel like it's been really good for me. I'm feeling very grounded and excited for that next month ahead. So yeah, how about you?
Yeah, good. I mean, I think it's really humid out, so I can feel my hair like getting bigger and bigger, like just as we speak. But
no, your hair's looking great. I recently got hair Botox because my hair's super frizzy, like Monica from Friends energy.
Really?
And you put it in, and it just completely removes all of your frizz and just keeps it shiny. Like you can walk out of the shower, which is hello.
So, for someone who doesn't know you, what is something that you would really want them to know about you first?
Well, I'm a yapper. I cannot stop talking to save my life, but it's mostly because I'm curious.
What is the most you thing about you today?
The most me thing about me today, I mean, honestly, I'm feeling like calmly chaotic, which is a little bit of a contradiction, but that's usually how I go about my life. I love finding calm in chaos, and today, for our very first episode, I feel like that's playing on right now. So,
And then, if you could travel to any memory, which one would it be?
it would have to be my first plane ride to London about 10 years ago now, which is crazy. I feel like London time and life goes by so fast. I remember having this intrinsic deep knowing that I should be in London. I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that deep draw that you don't really know where it comes from. Perhaps my mom, who has deep roots from up north. She was born just up north from London, and perhaps it's the roots that drew me, but through relationships and work, I just knew that I was going to be here. And when I decided to take that leap of faith, I landed in London, not knowing anywhere. I honestly had 12 flats in 12 months. It was completely chaotic. But when I got here and I took that leap, I just ended up right where I should be. It was almost like the train hit the tracks, and ever since then, it's been one adventure after another.
I love that. Sometimes when you know, you just know.
Yeah.
How would you say that your relationship with creativity has changed over time?
I think it's changed over time. I mean, listen, I am a Capricorn through and through, and I feel like that deep-seated ambition is definitely something that keeps me going and adhering to, the next thing and the next thing that I should be achieving. And I think it wasn't until my 30s where I realized that life doesn't have to be that serious, nor is it that serious. And through that, I decided to just take things a little bit easier, decided to open my eyes to, who I am and expressing myself in new ways. And I think giving yourself that permission to be authentically yourself, through that, I think a byproduct of that is creativity and discovery. So, yeah.
I love that. So, can you explain then, like, how did that lead into you starting play?
Okay, yeah. So I guess, I've worked with a lot of different studios, and I've been in fitness for over 10 years. I used to be an athlete, a downhill ski racer, and that rigorous training and, doing the perfect squat, and it should be done this way. And of course, there's important, considerations when we're talking about functional training and how to get the best out of that. But I think at its essence, we are human, and those that are lucky enough to be able to move and use their body, it's a birthright for many of us, not all of us, but to discover your body through movement, I find is like very, very inspirational and very healing. I think a lot of my therapy has come from movement, but I also had this sort of soulful energy and some, the arts in London and the culture and the creativity on every corner really lit up my soul. So I wanted to find a way to join these two worlds, which are not, typically or traditionally brought together. And I think through that, trying to figure out, like, what do I call this? And I think as you get older, that feeling of play and discovery starts to fade away a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I said, let's find a way to play with mind, body, and soul as an adult. So that's kind of how play was born.
Love that. I think it's definitely something that we need, especially with living in London with the chaos and things.
Yeah, well, science says so. It's playing is super important for cognitive thinking, to like ease depression and anxiety. It connects people, it connects you to yourself. So only good things to keep going through your adult years as well.
Absolutely. How would you say that you integrate play into your creative processes?
I feel like the most playful thing for me is typically music. I find that it can ignite, change, alter, amplify any mood that I'm in, and I use it as a strong tool to access those parts of myself. And I've been using it in classes, of course, in play events, to really amplify the messaging that we're trying to do. And I think music as a whole really has that power to, unite, connect different people, ages, demographics, subcultures, all of it to come into one place. And I feel like that's extremely powerful. From my own sort of playful side, I started DJing a few years ago, and quietly to just really utilize it as a tool to then make something new and unique. And I find that that's definitely my favorite way to.
What do you wish that we had more time for?
I mean, I feel in the past we had more time for each other. I feel like more than ever we're kind of living online in these areas and communities online that sometimes really, showcase the ideal perfection. And I think I try as much as possible to have time for other people. And I think this goes back into my sort of yapping state, is that, I'll go to a restaurant and go back to the, chefs and have a chat with them. And much to my partner's dismay / really testing her patience, I think that, I always make time to have those little connections every day, and it always makes me feel better and like I'm a part of something bigger.
It's also like passing the kindness on, I think, when you chat with people, and like that can make their day. Like the chef probably doesn't see any other people they're making food for.
Totally, exactly. Yeah.
Where is your favorite place to get coffee in London?
I would have to say Mellow in Hackney Downs. It is a queer run coffee shop. It's amazing. The coffee, it's like butter, and also their toasties are fire.
What are your favorite places to play in London by day and by night?
My favorite places to play in London, I would have to say, because London already is like a playground. So I just like putting on some comfortable shoes, taking a day out, having no plans, and just seeing where my feet take me, because I feel like in London on every corner there's just something to be discovered, which I love. Especially I love the canals, people watching, and then at night definitely Next Door Records, the one in Dalston.
And what is inspiring you recently?
I would definitely have to say women's sports. It's just an exciting time for women's sports, for sure. And especially the women's football team. The last 2 games have been insane. I literally pulled my groin coming off the couch, but the final is going to be incredible. I can't wait to see what happens.
Who's a figure that you've done like a recent deep dive into that you're really inspired by at the moment?
Jesse Owens. He is an iconic track and field athlete. He competed in the 1936 Olympics during Nazi occupation, and he managed to achieve 4 consecutive gold medals, which defeated, the odds for sure. I would also have to say Gabor Mate. He talks a lot about play, and one of the things that he feels like he didn't do enough of during his years is to just play as an adult. So I've definitely taken some inspiration from that.
So before we wrap, what is something that you're really excited for come August?
I would have to say our new play series for sure in August. We're going to be doing your sort of the Sunday ritual at Ansel in Shoreditch every single Sunday, and we're going to be taking care of all your self-care needs. So like visualization, journaling, light movement with key experience creators in the arts for each and every time. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to some calm and reset ahead of September.
Well, thank you so much for coming on this play date with me.
Of course.
And until next time.
Until next time.